smile on your brow. Put a little madness in your life. If life makes you out of shape and comics are your estate, put a little madness in your life. Don't give your mind a cleanse. Tune in with pops and friends. Just turn on your Roku box and then put a little madness in your life. Put a little madness in your life. Yeah, yeah. Put a little madness in your life.
God, I love that.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
RJ,
Yeah.
you rock, bro. Yeah, that was badass. I
Very
love
cool.
it.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Ginge and Pedro Show. I'm, of course, your host, Star Child, the Trailer Park King. Alongside me is Pops Van Zant.
I am
How you
not
doing, bud?
Pedro. I am
No,
not.
significantly whiter.
There
Hang
he
on.
is.
There he is.
Fashionably late as always.
Hey, bro.
Your co-host.
Am I on the payroll?
What?
Okay. Thank you.
What?
Yeah.
We're working on it,
Alright.
bro. We're working
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
We're working
Welcome,
on it.
buddy. We got Shadowhawk.
I'm
in the
like
house.
Gandalf. Dude. I'm never late. I arrive precisely when I mean to.
Fair enough.
You're right where you're supposed to be when you're there. Right?
Yeah.
What's up,
It's
Shadow?
Shadowhawk
Hey.
flying into the show this week. Hey, buddy. Landing on our perch.
Mm.
All right,
Maybe
this
chewing on a
thing is-
worm.
This thing is all yours, guys. I'm gonna get out the way. I might pop in
Nice.
occasionally because I love these guys, but it's
Yeah.
all yours. Peace.
Mm.
All right.
Hey.
Okay, buddy. Well, all right.
Hey.
So how's life out there in the jungle?
Oh, dude, I'm doing Camel's trailer and I lost track of time. That's what
Okay.
happened. Yeah.
No doubt, buddy.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, good. Shadowhawk following up here. He prefers mice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hawks wouldn't eat worms, would they? Big ass worm. Okay. All right, buddy. So this week we've got a couple of I'm not even quite sure how to describe them. These guys do a bit of everything.
Oh,
Fully creative individuals, and also everything's weed themed, which I'm a big fan of. I've got my ice cream bowl here.
there you go.
All right, buddy. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and bring them out. We've got Ben and Jeff from the Still Toking crew.
There you
Popping
go.
in.
Hey,
What's up?
Hey, boys.
oh, dude, I love that one. But why is there?
Yeah.
What is that? Yeah,
What's
it's-
up?
yeah, it's cool.
I prefer the
Wow.
Scary Movie 1 version of that, where it's like their ghost face killer, that,
Mm,
the prank phone calls. I don't know if you guys like those movies, but they're actually pretty good.
mm. I don't know.
Would that be
Oh,
Scream?
Ghostface? Yeah, that's Scream.
Yeah.
Oh,
No-
yeah, I love those.
No, the Scary Movies.
Scary
they're called-
Movie,
yeah.
the
Oh,
parody.
so yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
scary movie. Yeah,
Right. I found that a
whatever.
lot of people like sort of have hit or miss
Sure.
memories on it, but for me, the first three are like I still rewatch those pretty frequently. They're pretty good. Those three.
Yeah.
All right,
I
boys.
don't
So
know.
how you doing?
I'm doing okay, hanging in
know,
there.
It's a Tuesday night at 7:00.
There you go. Yeah.
How-
What could
how
go
How am I
wrong?
supposed to be doing?
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
It's
a
not
good
Wednesday.
question. Yeah.
You
All
know,
right,
no
so-
matter what, life happens.
Yeah.
does?
What happens on Wednesdays?
Oh,
Nah, I
Wednesdays?
don't-
Yeah.
I have to stay up even later on Wednesdays because we have to do our show.
There you go. So yeah.
And then these
Yeah.
guys say, no, you got to stay up on fucking Tuesday now, too. Oh, wait, can I swear on your show?
Oh yeah.
Is this-
You already did. You
Okay.
already did. That's
No.
I'm just
all
making
right.
sure.
Yeah, no, it's all
no worries. I mean, he's from Florida, and English is my second language. So basically, you can do whatever you want.
Oh, they're in trouble now, huh, Jeff?
Yeah,
Yeah, don't tell me that.
yeah.
You know, the Gandalf might have to come out.
Oh, jeez.
Nice.
No, no.
So where are you guys from? It's up north, from the sounds of it. There. Can I take a guess? Is it Boston or like Massachusetts, or that's probably a
Yeah, just south of Boston. Ben's
Really?
in Plymouth.
Oh, all right.
I'm in
Very
a little town called Halifax.
Halifax
Country.
I'm more familiar with the. Isn't that like Alaska? Isn't there like a Halifax, Alaska, or something? I'm not
It's
sure.
actually
There's one in
Nova
Canada.
Scotia.
That's
Nova
Nova
Scotia.
Scotia. That's in
Right.
Canada.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah. If he was in Nova Scotia, we probably wouldn't be doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to tell you how many people would ask me where I'm from, and I say Halifax. They're like, "Damn, dude, you drove a while."
Right. Right.
Nice.
Well, we do that anyways.
Yeah. My favorite comedian, I mean, rest in peace, is from Boston, Patrice O'Neill. Just
Right on.
yeah, dude. I was actually listening to him today. So yeah.
The Church of Black Phillip episodes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Right on.
And I was actually watching Elephant in the Room, which was like his last like Tate special. So yeah.
Did he say there's an elephant in the room?
No, it's his special.
You shouldn't talk about Pops like that. Just
Well,
saying.
I try. But it's really hard not to address it.
We got Neostar in the house. Hey,
Hey, what's
buddy.
up, Newstar?
All right. So, guys, tell us about your creative journeys. How did you two meet, and sort of can you give us a little introduction on how you guys would describe yourselves? I feel like I did.
Well,
do a great
tell them how we met. Go
All
ahead.
right, so it was ready. Now we're dating ourselves here, folks. It was 1986. I was sitting on the top of the shed, my shed behind my house, with a buddy of mine smoking a joint.
Right on.
And I look over, and there's a really long dirt driveway that went up way up the back to one of the back streets. And I saw headlights coming down, and I was like, "Wow, what the fuck's this?" I was smoking a joint. Next thing I know, I see this little truck pull in. This dude here hops out with a fucking mullet, long hair. Well, not really long, shoulder length, with a mullet.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Looking at my buddy, I go, "What the fuck?" This dude, he's rustling a fucking dresser out of the back of a truck by himself in the dark. My buddy goes, "Should we help him?" I said, "Yeah, when we're done smoking this."
Right.
We literally finished smoking it. By then, he got the dresser out, and I hauled it off the roof. Hey, you want a hand with that? And I'd never seen anybody's head whip around so fast. He whipped around. He's looking around. He looks up and sees us. He goes, "Yeah, that would be nice."
Right.
Jumped down, and the rest is kind of history.
All right. Wonderful.
So
That's how we met.
you mentioned the 80s. You mentioned mullets. So were there any Walkmans in that equation?
We won't go there because Jeff has pictures of me in like fucking
Yeah.
high tide fucking shorts and
And
socks up to my
OP.
knees. The
Oh,
whole
yeah.
The
shirts.
half shirts.
half shirts.
Yeah, like to show your belly button. Yeah, that's
I showed him a picture a couple of years ago that I took. It was at my camp up in Maine, and I showed him this picture, and he looked at it and said, "Who the hell's the chick?" I said, "Dude, that's you."
Ooh.
Damn.
Oh, man.
Those like short, really short shorts and like the
Daisy Dukes.
half shirt.
Dude, I had fucking hair that literally was down to here.
Ah, dude.
I mean, it was just, I had hair. And
I mean, I was a kid in the 80s. I was born in 74. So I have a lot of memories from the 80s. So, yeah. But they're Latin American memories. So a little bit more drugs, more guerrilla fighting and bullets. But the music was great.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I grew up, my music was the 70s music. So.
Yeah. Exactly. That's the thing.
Right on.
But yeah, anyway, I mean, that's kind of how we met. And then,
I hired him because I was doing construction. I had a business with my dad at the time.
Yeah.
And he was the punk ass motherfucker that lived next door, this young kid that I figured could do all the grunt work for me, so I didn't have to.
that didn't
know.
work
Right
out too
on.
good for you.
Well, it has its ups and downs. I mean, I'd go over because he lived right next door, so that was cool. When you got a 16-year-old that didn't want to get out of bed, I'd walk right into the house, grab his feet, pull him right out. Come on, let's go to fucking work. And then I'd throw him in the van and be like, "Hey, we're not going to work. We're going to go fishing today."
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
But,
it. It's a good origin story.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the creative side of things, I mean, Jeff was majoring in English in college, He's a writer, poetry. I write poetry myself. We both have won numerous Golden Poet Awards.
Cool.
And
Right on.
I don't know, we kind of just like we're messing around in, I want to say, in the early 90s with helping to break the stigma of cannabis. And back then, I mean, it was fucking AOL dial up, you know,
right.
The internet really wasn't what it is now.
Right.
There was no such thing as Photoshop, you know.
No, it was like,
Corel Draw and all
Corel
that
Draw,
shit.
yeah. Ooh.
You know what I mean? It takes 2.5 hours to fucking render something.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we started like a little t-shirt business. We advertised in High Times. We started to do okay. And then, like as Jeff explains it, life happens. It just wasn't what we were doing. We kept going with the construction industry and, life happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and then we went through a period, actually, just like any couple, I'll say,
Oh, hey, wait, no, listen, just because we tour together and we have to share rooms, we are not a fucking couple. This is not my work life. This is not my work life.
Any long-lasting relationship, how's that? Okay, will
Mm-hmm.
go through its trials and tribulations and its ups and its downs.
Yeah.
We had, I think it was a 4 or 5 year stint where he was an asshole and I was a dick.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We didn't talk.
We didn't talk, and then and then things circled back around, like it should, and you learn and you grow from it, and and then we started into this fucking bullshit.
Well, no, actually, it was like you were like, hey, listen, we won this trip for 4. This is what it costs. And I said to my wife at the time, my wife now, which is still the wife at the time. Hey, listen.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I had to think for a
It's a wife
second.
now. It's a wife now. Yes, you got it.
Hold on yourself there, buddy.
Yeah. I said to my wife, I said, hey, Jeff and Ann won this trip to St. Lucia. It's only going to cost this much for the 4 of us to go. And she was like, let's do it. And we hopped on a fucking plane, the 4 of us, and we went down to St. Lucia. We were sitting on a beach. And I'm not a drinker. I did all my drinking before the age of 21.
There you go. Yeah.
When I hit 21 and I fell off my first bar stool, I said, yeah, this isn't for me.
Right.
And I kind of put it down at that point. And unfortunately, being in another country, I was like, I guess I got to have a drink or two because can't find any fucking weed.
Yeah.
And no sooner did I say that, we hooked up with a prominent family on the island. They ran the biggest excursion on the islands, and the kid said, I can get you some weed.
Yeah.
Fucking right, man.
So he hooked us right up.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I mean, literally, it was a cannon about this long that lasted us the entire time we were there. It was that good.
Cool.
It was that good. But anyway, so we were sitting there, we were smoking and having a few drinks, and just shooting the shit about the t-shirt business. And I made mention that I was like, hey, I found a tote. I have all the old drawings and this and that. And he was like, I still got all the the drawings that I had. And I don't know how it even came about, but we decided that the 2 biggest things in the country at the time were the decriminalization of cannabis and zombies. Zombies have always been huge. We've always been, Jeff and I are huge horror fans.
Okay.
As our friendship grew over those years, and him living next door, I would literally go home from work, shower, and go back to his house because his wife was in nursing school, so she wasn't home, and we would watch horror movies. We would literally walk down the streets of the local, Blockbuster or whatever the little
Another carbon dating moment. Yeah.
And we would rent like The Mutilator, Faces of Death, Make Them Die Slowly, and just sit there and get totally wasted out and fucking laugh at these things. But we were talking about that, and it snowballed, and I said, fuck, this would be great. And Jeff's like, yeah. So we decided when we got back to the States that we would try to do a little writing. We ended up.
Well, what started out, we talked about it, and I was like, it was fucking nuts, And you made a little post on your Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram,
and basically said, "What do you guys think of the Toking Dead?" Is what you said.
Right, right.
Because at the time, that's what it was.
Right.
You know, it was the Token Dead, and it just kind of like exploded.
Yeah, it exploded on Instagram, and we were sitting there real time, and we were talking. Our wives were there. And I kept showing them. I'm like, dude, look. So we, I think it was the following weekend or a couple weekends later, we went up to Jeff's camp. He's got a place up in the middle of the woods in Maine, and I got up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, which is my norm, and I throw the coffee on because, like, when I say a camp, there's no running water, there's no electricity, the bathroom is an outhouse.
And you bathe in the lake. Yep.
You bathe in the lake, but it's a cabin.
Right.
You know, so I would throw coffee on the propane stove in the kitchen. I'd go out and I'd sit at the picnic table looking over the lake, and it just started coming to me, like the writings. And I said, "Oh shit!" And I started writing, and then I hear a voice over my shoulder, "Hey, you know what the story needs?" And he would throw something, and he would walk away. And I'm like, "Fuck, that's brilliant!" And I'd write that into the storyline, and it started as a novel. You know, we were like, let's write a novel combining cannabis and zombies because it's never been done. Not to the extent of what we were trying to do.
Well, let me back up a second because what we were going to do was we were revisiting the T-shirts and the apparel and stuff like that with the name we came up with. But, you know, I learned a long time ago that if you want to sell stuff like that, it has to be associated with something. Whether it be comics, a book, movies, or anything. You don't just sell random T-shirts with a name. It has to have an association. And that's why we decided to write the book.
Right. Yeah, I left the boring part out. My bad.
No.
I'm detail-oriented.
Yeah, he's
I'm on
OCD.
I'm on y'all's website, and I'm just looking for. I'm on the comics page, the stilltoking.com/comics. Would you guys mind if I brought this page up and you guys tell us a little bit about some of these books? Or
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Wonderful. Didn't mean to throw the groove off there.
No,
That's all right. So while we wait for Starchild to pull this up,
You could call me Ginge too. The Star Pops made me. He's like, before the show, he's like, you got to put. I always put my name as something stupid. It's just first to make me laugh and hopefully everybody else.
Starchild's stupid.
Yeah, but
you've
Pops
got
was
the
like,
original one sitting there.
Yeah, Pops has got one of the originals.
Oh, there you
nice.
That was the premiere issue, done golden era style on 80 bright newspaper, so you could silly putty the pages.
Nice.
You know, it's got the original name, which was the Toking Dead. But as far as the comics, how those even came into play was I was about halfway through the novel. Jeff was about a third of the way editing the novel, and we gave what we had.
I showed it to my brother.
Yeah, to his brother. He read the prelude and read a couple pages, and he literally looked at him and he goes, "Man, you are fucked in the head. But this would be a great comic book." And Jeff looked at me. I looked at Jeff. I go, "I don't fucking know shit about comics." He goes, "I fucking
I read them as a kid all the time. Growing up.
You know,
it always starts like that. Like, hey, that'd be a great comic. I don't know shit about comics.
Right.
You know, you have a comic book, yeah.
You know, well, it's one of those things that what we learned was that because we weren't in that kind of an industry, and because we really didn't know anything about it, we didn't have any boundaries.
Right.
We didn't have the blinders on. Yeah, there's Pop's got the whole set.
Man, very nice.
You know, so by not having, when you're not taught something, you know what I mean? You learn a new way of doing it.
Right.
Now, I was very patient about these two, and I held out and waited for the Bill Diamond autograph to go with it. You know,
yes,
that's overrated.
I was like, wait. He was like, "You want me to send those to you?" I was like, "No, I want you guys all to sign." I got these guys got everybody involved to sign it. I was like, I want everybody's signature, so I had to wait for months till he got them all together. But then he sent me the whole set.
Yeah, and that's kind of like Pops was saying. The beauty of what we were doing is because we were the creators, writers, and editors of it. I can't draw a stick figure. I don't think Jeff can even draw a partial stick figure. So we went out and found artists. You know, the very first artist we worked with was a kid out in California named Eric Yep. He did the premiere. He did an amazing job. Unfortunately for him, he tried to renegotiate his contract because he saw it taking off, and
it just didn't work out well for him.
We just don't play that game. You know,
cut him out.
So, yeah, it just didn't work out. So in the interim of episode, issue 2, which is the one you got on the screen right there coming out, we found a new interior artist, and I said to Jeff, I said, let's do a variant cover for issue 1, and I'll try to sell some ad space. So I went to a few people in the cannabis industry, because it's a comic book and not a magazine.
Right.
Legally, they can advertise. So I think I sold the advertising in like a week to fund the variant cover, and we got Joe St. Pierre. If you guys are familiar with comics, Joe St. Pierre did all the #1 selling Spider-Man covers in history for Marvel to do issue #1 variant, which was the black and white that you saw.
Yep.
Jeff said,
So-
"Man, go ahead."
I'm sorry. The legality, that was because it was weed. So there was like,
Yes.
right. Okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they're not allowed to technically advertise in that manner.
Right.
But we don't fall under a magazine. We're considered a collectible.
Correct.
Hey,
Right.
baby.
And
You know.
you know that when you're shipping, this is not a magazine. No, it's
Right.
an education.
The fuck out of
Well,
here.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, what
it's
made
true.
what made it work was the fact that, you talk to these people and it's like, you spend, $2,000 to put an ad in a magazine for what, 3 months?
Yep.
You know what I
That
mean?
somebody throws in the trash.
And that somebody
Right.
just throws in the trash. So it worked to our advantage because this doesn't get thrown away. It's always there. The ad is forever.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And it was cheap
Yeah.
because all we were doing was raising enough money to actually produce the comic book. That's it.
Yeah. Pay.
And also it's thematically like accurate with what they're trying to sell, because this is like the
It was
Toking
targeted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So-
it's targeted.
Right.
We
Very
got
nice.
a lot of people, hesitation, but once it started to roll, and I didn't even think it was going to be possible. You know what I mean? I firmly believe, because I haven't heard anybody else tell it, that I think we're the first independent comic book to ever be fully funded by advertisers.
Right. Right.
All right.
Because we tried
Very nice.
the whole
We tried Kickstarter. We tried
Kickstarter
Indiegogo.
and Indiegogo, and literally didn't even raise a fucking dollar. And no offense to those programs, but it's a lot of clicks. And
No doubt.
it's like
it is certainly true.
if you support 100 different people for X amount of dollars, those 100 people may support you. So in essence, it's like, if I'm going to do that, I might as well just take that money and put it right into what I'm doing.
Mhm.
You
I
know,
hear you.
And it works for a lot of people. A lot of people do
Right.
it. You know what I mean? And
Right.
and God bless them, but I don't got the time for that. I don't got
No,
the hours to sit there and try and run a campaign.
right.
It's not
It
for me.
is.
I know, and
Yeah.
I know Pops Works does a lot of work for a lot of people.
Yep.
And trying to promote their Kickstarters and this, that, and the other. And we just found a different way to do it. That's all.
Right. And it actually, and it worked very well for us because we were able to, like I said,
that too. That's the beauty of it. It doesn't matter where your stuff is. We can promote it wherever it is.
That's
right.
correct.
So we were able to, like I said, with the first issue, the variant cover, pulling Joe St. Pierre, which is a big name. People in the comic industry were like, how the hell did you get Joe St. Pierre to do a cover for you? We're very simple. We walked up and asked him.
Yeah.
He was either going to say yes or no.
Mhm.
The cover that you have on the screen right there, that was done by Steve Levine. Steve Levine, if you don't know, is one of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle artists.
Yeah.
And that's who
Alright.
Michelangelo was based on from the original Turtles. Because you had Eastman, Lariat, Levine, and I can't remember the other fucking guy's name because it wasn't really relevant to me.
Michelangelo.
All four of them went to college together, and they were the turtles. They used to get high, eat pizza, and that's really how it all began.
Fight ninjas.
Well, I don't know about fighting ninjas. I think that came about, when
there's probably girlfriends and wives.
Probably, right? Yeah. Right, fighting the teachers because they didn't want to go to class. Yeah, and it worked, and people were like, "Holy crap!" The beauty of what we have is, if somebody comes to us at an event, or if they buy the comics, so say you buy the St. Pierre, you see Joe St. Pierre at an event. He signs the cover, no charge.
Right on.
Steve Levine that's the Joe St. Pierre cover right there.
Man, love these hands and the horror element of this. I wouldn't have thought a Spider-Man artist would be able to get so.
Oh, that's the thing. Like you said,
he does a lot of. He does a lot of work for Venom too.
Yeah, he does a lot of Venom stuff, and he's got a whole bunch of shit himself. It's amazing. I mean, the guy's an amazing artist.
He's got books out now. He worked with
Jacques
Cousteau's grandson. And they just came out with, I think, 4 graphic novels about sea life.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So, I have an uncle. I have an uncle that worked with Jacques Cousteau when he came to Panama. Jack gave him a red Speedo. Like, I don't know why.
A Speedo?
Weird. Yeah, red Speedo.
Like, he gave him a red Speedo and invited him to the island.
Yeah. No, the thing is, that's the thing. Like the crew of the boat would wear like aqua looking jackets and red Speedos.
Right.
Like, you're part of the crew now, and he gave him.
I think you want to join that club, buddy.
Yeah, like
yeah, I don't know about that.
Whew.
No, I keep my Daisy Dukes. At least they hid most of it.
I think. So basically, what we were doing was we continued to write the novel,
right?
And as the chapters got written, we were pulling the comics from that, and we released the comics in a series of 5. Obviously, there's 5.
Well, 6 if you count the original, but the first
still
but
it's the same book.
It's a set of 5. Yeah,
right. So it's a set of 5, and then we was it last June? I think it was June. We released the novel, which is part 1 of the story. There's actually going to be 3 parts. It is a trilogy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there'll be 5 more comics, which is in the writings now. Then another book. Then 5 more comics. Then another book, as long as I can survive it.
Okay.
Survival is important. Yeah.
Right.
So,
they say, life happens. You never know what's going to come down.
Yeah. I'd hate to have to write you dead and like halfway through the series. That would suck. It wouldn't be any fun anymore.
Yeah.
Is this like a straight up horror, or is this like it's
Beavis and Butthead meet Laurel and Hardy kind of shit.
All right.
Yeah. Nice. That's about how I usually say, Beavis and Butthead with the 3 Stooges, and
a little bit of South Park,
and a splash of South Park in there.
Yeah.
So it's the way I usually pitch it is, educating through adult humor, the positive effects of medical cannabis using zombieism. That's the pitch. And then when people stop to listen, you go, okay, so what happens when you give zombies cannabis? Yeah. And they kind of go, I don't know. Well, they want Twinkies, they want cupcakes, they bounce off the wall. But subconsciously, they realize when they come down that it alleviated the pain they had for flesh. Now they want more cannabis.
No, right.
So the whole story is, we own a dispensary in the storyline. We put ourselves as the main characters.
Okay.
Really not thinking that it was going to do much of anything when we did this. And that's now the 37 plus years of friendship that we have with that type of humor.
Right.
Because he might say something to me and I'll come right back, and it goes back and forth. And people kind of just look at us and they go, wow, you really are like that. Well, yeah, that's how we interact. Right. And I totally fucking lost my train of thought.
Yeah, of course you're a fucking monkey.
Yeah. And I mean, and you were saying that, and I had like the Stooges song playing in my head. Because you just said like Three Stooges. That's one of my jams. And I was like,
well, it is. It is.
Right.
It's people ask me, what's the, about the storyline and this, that, and the other. And Ben just explained that to you. But what I always
which is
say
very clever.
is,
it's very clever.
Honestly, it's dumb as fuck.
Oh yeah.
And because it's dumb as fuck, it's funny as hell.
Yeah, exactly. Dumb things are funny. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's an approach I take as a writer as well. It's like I often find myself chuckling. It's like if I say this is stupid, like that's like a good place to go for me, is if something is stupid and I can, if it makes me laugh, then like it's dumb, but there's actually a little bit of cleverness behind it. Or maybe it is sometimes just so stupid that it just makes you laugh. But most of the time you want to find, for me, I try to find something with that stupid, but a little bit of cleverness.
The other thing that we didn't even realize at the time, because we were just doing this for fun. We never thought it would go anywhere.
Right.
We never did, and it's like, when Eric, issue number 1, when he was working on the images, and he sent us some a couple of the cells and pages. He had put Ben in Nikes. And Ben was like, no. I do not wear Nikes. I wear Chucks.
There you go.
Okay. So we're on the phone with him, and he's like, okay, I'll fix that. And he says, so Jeff, what do you wear? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Put me in bunny slippers.
Nice.
So the entire thing, I wear pink bunny slippers.
Yeah, he does.
Through the entire thing, even in the filming.
Nice.
Very nice.
And you can see them on the covers. And what's funny is people will read the first issue, the premiere, issue 1, and I'll ask them, so did you see the bunny slippers? They don't see them. Even though they're in your face, nobody ever sees them. They don't take a mental note of that.
Yeah, do you find that infuriating, or?
No, I think it's hilarious.
Right.
I think it's hilarious. And that's just kind of how we, how the whole thing goes. It's like I don't fucking care what you put me in. Unfortunately, bunny slippers are very difficult to run through fields in.
Or out of the river.
Or out of the river, or what have you. They're very, very uncomfortable.
My Chucks weren't, man.
Yeah, no, I know. So yeah, that's just one of the little quirky side stories to what happens when we're doing this. You know what I mean?
Right. As Pops mentioned, he held out for the Bill Diamond signature. For those of you not familiar with Bill Diamond, he was Jim Henson's right hand.
Wow.
So Muppet, Sesame Street, Fraggle Rock, Dark Crystal. He worked on Labyrinth. I mean, this guy has 45 plus years in the industry, multiple Emmys.
I'd always imagine Jim Henson's right hand would be an actual like Muppet hand, just like a Muppet.
Yeah, if you've ever seen Bill, it's kind of like he's like a Muppet. He looks like a Muppet. But what he did is he saw the entertainment value behind what we were doing, and he started writing a spin-off starting in issue 2 called the Ziffit Zombies, which are basically cannabis plants that come to life.
When we were talking to him, he had created these puppets about 20 years ago. Okay. That he didn't know what to do with.
Right.
Until he met us.
Right.
Then all of a sudden there was a story there. You know what I mean? So starting in issue 2, like Ben said, there's 3 to 4 pages.
Yeah.
Well, issue 2 is 3 pages, the rest of 4.
Right.
And that's a continuing story inside of our comic about the Ziffit Zombies. and Bill Diamond's artwork is all in there. And the only way you can get it is in our books.
Right.
So,
Right.
is there a
That's
way
awesome.
you guys? I guess we should have arranged some behind the show. Could you guys show us a little bit without? If not, it's okay. But could we see a little bit of the interior work, just like a little bit of inside the book? I was hoping we could maybe flip through on the website here, but I think
Yeah,
it's just
no, we don't. Yeah, no, you can't flip through on the website.
I don't know if I have it on this computer.
If not, it's all good.
Denied, Vince. Denied.
Well, bam! Shut my
Yeah.
freckled ass up. No, I'm
I
just-
don't.
no, it's all
No.
good.
Yeah.
I'm just curious
I
what
mean-
Bill Diamond's artwork looks like. Now I got
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
Is it?
it's-
So I guess you
what do
have to buy the
I mean,
book.
his style. I can show you Bill's style. It's not the Ziffits.
Right.
Where the hell is it?
Yeah, I'm running on a new laptop, so I haven't I haven't moved over like the comic cells and stuff to this laptop.
No, it's all good. We should have had. Pops.
I mean-
but we're gonna blame Pop actually because he's sort of the liaison on this one.
Well,
So Pop-
actually,
So-
you're on the web. Go to you can go right to Bill's website.
yeah. Let's see, Bill
And
Diamond.
I know he's
shop here.
I know he's got T-shirts that are the Ziffits.
All right, let's see. I just got his website. Let's pull this up here.
I
See-
believe it's Bill Diamond Productions.
Yeah. Let's see.
He's
Pedro's
got a
at you,
very,
Ritz,
very
then?
unique style.
All right, let's see. Bill Diamond shop. I'm definitely digging it so far here.
Well, yeah. Enjoy it by yourself, sir. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. So,
Oh,
have you guys ever talked to him about his creative process, like how he puts together puppets or his artwork, or is it you guys ever?
If you remember, you had the cover of issue 2 up on your screen. See, there's his
There you go.
zippers on
Sip it
these.
zombies. Sip it zombies. Right there.
Hey,
There we go. That's what I was looking
nice.
Oh, dude.
Wow. Yeah, no doubt.
I'm already laughing. It's so cool.
You know, so yes, we got up close and personal with his production because he did our filming.
Mm.
Right,
Mm.
right.
You know what I mean? The cover of issue 2 that you had up on the screen
Mhm.
with the zombie in the in the forefront there. I call her Nancy. We actually have a life-size puppet
Zombie.
of that.
Yeah,
Really?
life-size zombie puppet. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Cool.
Right on.
So,
That has been used in filming and stuff like that. Yeah, we have a life size of that. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So I think Pops is just because we've been on his network for I don't know over a year now, and I know you guys are connected. So I think I've seen a little bit of you guys' stuff, but we have your website listed in the description too. But I want to pull up you guys' YouTube channel. You guys are pretty active over there, right? That's sort of your is that your main neck of the woods there? Your YouTube? or-
We got there's so much going on.
Well,
I mean, we're
yeah.
everywhere.
I mean,
We
the
do
live,
have YouTube.
yeah, the live show. When we do our show Wednesday nights, we started on one platform. We're now on 24 simultaneously, worldwide live.
Wow.
And then on 19, I think we just picked up number 20 podcast platforms.
Right on.
So, and that's a whole nother thing, man, so which we can get into still.
That's something, I mean, I'll be honest, the in Red Coral too, just we signed up with Red Coral.
Yeah,
Red
which
Coral
is a streaming
is a
OTT.
streaming service. Okay, and they picked up, and then we're slowly moving all of our live shows over to Red Coral. Okay.
Yeah. Well, they'll still be on YouTube. They'll
be on YouTube, and
Yeah.
it just the more places that you can have people see what you're doing, the better off you're gonna be. Okay.
Right.
And
Dan,
a little bit about the
where have
live
you guys
show.
heard that shit before?
A little bit about the live show is that I mean we're just starting our 5th season. And Ben approached me at the end of
2019.
Was it 20?
Yeah, it was
2019.
right around Christmas.
Yeah, it was right around Christmas time. About doing a live show, and I was like, "No fucking way, dude! I don't want to do this. It's it's not me. You know what I mean? That's just not what I do. You know what I mean?" And he's like, "Oh," and he pulled my heartstrings. He's like, "Well, I was talking to Philo, and he's done some interviews, and nobody's airing them, and." Philo Barnhart is a Disney legend. He worked with Disney. He helped develop like The Little Mermaid. He worked on The Secret of NIMH. He's worked on all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
He worked on the
original
Star Trek movie.
Yeah,
right on.
And it was the 40th anniversary of Star Trek and the 30th anniversary?
30th of Little Mermaid, yeah.
Of The Little Mermaid. And nobody aired his interviews. So he's like, "Come on, let's just do this. Let's just do this one thing and help Philo out." I'm like, all right. And it went okay. I mean, Philo did a great job. He actually drew a Little Mermaid drawing live, and we sold it. Yeah. It's basically sold it live while we were doing the show.
Right.
So that made me feel good. But I'm like, I don't want to fucking do this. So he talked me into it.
Well,
then
COVID
every other week.
Well, because COVID hit.
Well, COVID hit.
And when COVID hit, we had 19 shows booked to be appearing at, to do signings and set up our booth. Yeah, we had 19 events, and then COVID hit. So, I said to Jeff, let's do this every couple of weeks. I mean, I'll pull the guests. I'll set up, all that, and just show up, and we'll do what we did with Philo. And he's like, I guess. So we started.
We started doing that. So me being me, and the type of person I am, I'm like, all right, you want to push me into this? I'm going to be a fucking dick.
Right.
There you go.
That's fair.
So
that's how they fell in love, man.
You know what I mean? And that's basically how it all started. Was I would try not to be mean and nasty, but be the good cop, bad cop kind of a thing.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the straight man and the funny guy. It's the classic.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would try and find something on the guest that would either piss them off or get them
embarrass the hell out of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Just to try and get out of having to do this because it wouldn't work. Well, that all fucking backfired.
Yeah, it did.
It all fucking backfired.
Yeah, it did.
Dee Wallace told me to go fuck myself, and she laughed.
All right.
That kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
And I mean, so we started doing the live show, and like I said, COVID had hit. So that was, Jeff and I went down to New York, down to the Diamond Production Studios, and we were like, hey, listen, we had somebody that was going to do, a fucking short film for us and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, no, I won't do a film. He goes, but I'll do a series. So we literally went right into filming the live action series based on the comic books. And I think we got 1 and 2 are out. 3 is like just about done. But then there was some injuries, like I injured myself. Jeff got injured. We kind of put that on the back burner.
Right. It's a money flow.
Hold up. How did Jeff get injured?
Which time?
Well, I got injured twice.
I want to hear about the one on the set. That's
which one?
Yeah, there was a couple of them.
The foot.
Yeah, so during the filming of episode 1, there's a scene where we're in the warehouse, and then there's the explosion, which changes the world. There's an explosion at a plant down the street, and it was some fucked up stuff, and it basically that's how people started to mutate. But when the explosion happens, I go flying off camera, and Jeff is supposed to take a shelf in the shoulder and drive him down to the concrete and get covered in, cannabis lemonade. Well, Jeff missed the A mark by about an inch and a half, and it hit him shoulder and head. and it drove his head right into the fucking concrete.
That was not an aluminum shelf system. That was a solid steel, 8-foot tall, 4-foot wide shelf.
Yeah, the thing about filming with Bill is Bill's old school. He doesn't believe in AI or CG.
Stuntman.
He doesn't believe, stuntman, if you can afford it, it's called you do it yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So basically, that take happened, and Jeff looked at him, he goes, "Did you get it?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Good, because I ain't fucking doing that again." And he ended up with a concussion.
You get it right in the forehead. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Right?
You got to hit pretty hard to get a concussion, I think. Right?
That shelf drove me right down to a concrete floor. My head got squished between the concrete floor and the steel shelf.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, his head used to be a little bit rounder.
Right.
And then the second one was we were shooting
episode 2.
It's episode 3, which isn't out yet. The monster truck tires.
Right. We were escaping back to because a lot of failed attempts to escape from where we are trapped, and
who's that old
monster truck tires to get back? Well, we'll just ride in these down the hill.
So in the comic it worked great, and in the novel it was awesome.
Right.
And then we filmed it, and one thing we didn't realize is that these things are like 300 fucking pounds. So they don't just stop. And when they spin, it was it was like being put, as Jeff explained it, because I didn't ride the tire. He did. Dude. We filmed different scenes of us in tires, but he actually...
I was the only one that actually rolled in it. Yeah.
Rolled in it. And he said it was like being in a washing machine.
Oh man,
dude, this is sounding more like Jackass.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. It was a lot like Jackass.
Some of it was. Who the hell jumps in the Hudson River
in November? Well, let me rephrase that one. So the scene was, it was supposed to be myself, Jeff, and our co-star Ashley, who was playing Piper at the time. Get attacked, and we all go into the Hudson River with this zombie. Well, the zombie that we actually got to throw in the Hudson was our lawyer. So yes, we can actually say that we threw our lawyer in the Hudson River.
I like it, very mafia style.
Earlier in that night, we were filming a scene where we're resting against a tree. I take off because, they call me old and I have to go take a piss. So I'm off in the woods taking a piss. Zombie comes up and attacks them. I come running out of the woods, jump onto a tree and drop kick this zombie who gets impaled by a piece of deadwood. Well, we did 14 or 15 takes that went unhinged. Boom, 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 boom. Everything worked great. With the exception of the zombie almost actually really being impaled on the first one.
Yeah, he just missed it. Yeah,
because he went the wrong way when I kicked him. He was supposed to go straight back, and he kind of went off to the right, and he literally just missed it. But anyway, so the last take, Bill calls for a safety. Safety is basically we got the take. We're just going to do one more just in case. And I never went over to the carpet and wiped off my sneakers. So I come running out of the woods, jump up. Left leg goes that way, right leg goes that way. And I said, well, this is bad. It's either going to be my groin or my knee.
Yeah.
I ended up tearing all the ligaments and muscles in my knee.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
So he didn't go in the Hudson.
No, so I didn't go in the Hudson. I sat in the nice warm truck and watched them all go into the Hudson in November.
Wow. Yeah, that's quite a trade-off, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also ended up on crutches. Yeah, we can keep going. I mean, what else you want to know?
Yeah.
They're entertaining. Keep going, guys.
No, we're having a good time. So tell me about your interview series here, because I see Vic Mignogna. I'm a big fan of him. And,
like Jeff said, we started in season 1, and I reached out to just a lot of people that we knew. Like Robbie Lopez out in Kansas City. He does a lot of indie work with Richie Ramone. He did Texas Death Trip in 1 and 2 with Billy Blair, which Jeff and I also have parts in. And the caliber of guests were basically, anybody that had a really good story, we kind of wanted to interview you. So it started off, very slow like that. We had Kerry Parker from the UK, who was a ex-Playboy playmate.
Alrighty.
Who was battling brain cancer, but she's using RSO. Darren Miller. And then we got into season 2, where we had been on the road and we were guests at events. So we got to talk to a lot of other guests. And I started building a relationship with PR firms and agents and the guests themselves as well. Jeff built the relationship with the guests themselves as well. And I just started reaching out to them and I'm like, hey, this is what we're doing. We get okay numbers, blah, blah, blah. And I started getting these guests. I think it was season 2. We had Vernon Wells, who was in The Road Warrior. He was the dude with the mohawk. He was also in Weird Science. Same guy with the mohawk that comes in.
He's been in a ton of shit.
So, we get him on the show. And the first question out of Jeff's mouth is, tell me about the porno you made.
Okay.
The dude
Did he have
like,
a mohawk in that as well? That's
what? I don't know.
They had a mohawk in the porno.
Yeah, probably downstairs.
His bush was just a mohawk.
And then I spent the entire season 2 building relationships with agents and PR firms and things like that, and getting bigger names and bigger names. And then we decided to take the live show on the road. So we connected with Billy Middlestat and what the hell's Brian's last name? Lancaster. I drew a blank for a second. The owners of Tidewater Horror Conventions.
Right on.
They brought us down to Virginia as guests, and we ran all the panels. And
streamed them live.
We streamed them all live, which had never been done, because people basically record the panels, they put them out later. We were streaming the panels. We were streaming the panels live from the event, so that little Johnny over in Australia could ask somebody that was there a question, because they're never going to see them. And the premise behind it was to give the fans something to look forward to. But the local people go, oh shit, I could have been there. I'm going to go next year. So you kind of draw, and it started to really build. And because we were interviewing these people on the panels, we started to get their information. And then I would come back home and say, hey, I know we interviewed you down in Virginia, or, now it's Virginia, Georgia, Maryland. We're starting out in Vermont. And I'd be like, our live show is totally different. It's unscripted. You can swear. We don't have to worry about the little kids in the crowd. And it just started to really explode from there. That's how we mentioned Vic Mignogna.
Right.
We met Vic at a show. We got to talking, and Vic loves hot sauce. He's a huge hot sauce freak. Well, just so happened that Jeff and I have our own blend of hot sauce called Erotic Fever. It's specifically blended for us. You can get it from either us or Silk City Hot Sauce. That's it. And Vic was like, I'd like to, try a bottle. So we gave it to him, and I literally got a video of him drinking the hot sauce. He loved it. Because he did that. Nicole Tom from Beethoven and what was she in The Nanny?
The Nanny.
The Nanny. And if she wanted one, and now her family owns Tabasco. Is it Tabasco?
Really? Yeah, Tabasco.
Tabasco. So that's how we started getting guests like Vic. Vic, we met him at the event. And I see up on the screen, like you have Michael Hargrove and
Tim Jacobs,
Tom Glenn, Tani McClure, Francesca DeLuca.
Some of the guests, I'm going to tell you, Ben does a great job, because you can only have one person that deals with and interacts with and gets the information and schedules, and you can only have one person do that. Otherwise, it becomes a fuck show.
Well, not only that, it's the way I explain it to a lot of people.
It's a privacy thing too.
Yeah, it's like going to the doctor. It's like confidentiality. I'm not going to lie. My wife is the only person that really goes through my phone, because I have nothing to hide. But she'll go through my phone, just fucking around, and she'll go, how did you get this person's phone number? How do you have that guy's phone number? Or she'll come downstairs and she'll be like, who are you talking to? And I'm like, oh, I'm talking to Larry Hankin, Mr. Heckles from Friends, or Charlie Butts from, Escape from Alcatraz. And she's like, what? And I'm like, it's what I do.
Right.
And
I don't,
people,
I don't care about that kind of stuff. I don't, you know what I mean? It's, it's an honor to be able to actually meet, sit down, chat with these individuals, because a lot of them are, a lot of our guests are old school people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The D. Wallace and the Vernon Wells and who the hell was the fucking the saxophone player? What the fuck was his name?
Oh, Timmy Capello.
Oh, you guys got Tim Capello.
Yeah.
Right
I told him I was going to shove the sax up his ass.
Oh no.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, we actually I think one of my favorite episodes was we had Larry Kenny. Are you familiar with Larry?
No, I'm not.
Larry Kenny was the voice of Lion-O from Thundercats.
Okay. Right on.
He was Sonny the Cocoa Bird. I mean, the guy's if you looked up Larry Kenny and his voice acting, you'd be like, holy shit. The only one that ever topped Larry Kenny besides Vic was Maurice LaMarche. Yeah, who does the brain for Pinky and the Brain, plus a shit ton of stuff on Futurama.
That's fun.
But Jeff and Larry were going back and forth about something, and it ended with one of them in latex, and the other one was rubbing them down with fucking oil.
Wow.
Yeah, no, he
was
doing filming, and he had to wear the suit
with all the little
the little dots on it.
The nose.
Yeah, he said it was like
the
latex.
The mocap suit.
Yeah. And he's like, it's kind of like latex. I'm like, oh, you're into latex.
All right.
You like to wear the little rubber suits, huh?
Naughty.
And that's kind of how it went. And I'll fuck with people.
Oh, yeah.
I will fuck with people because that's what I do. And I think that's why
the show
is successful and people want to do it. You know what I mean? I really
Having fun is definitely a big key, I'd have to say. And just real quick here, this gentleman right here, Tim Jacobus, Pedro. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, this guy right here is the Goosebumps cover author. Right? I'm sorry, cover artist.
Cover artist. 118 or 128 fucking covers or something.
The majority of the original run, and then a couple of some of the later stuff R.L. Stine did. But yeah, this dude's art it's been my background. I grew up reading it, Goosebumps and stuff, and just being a huge fan, but like big fan of him. That dude's one of the best illustrator, painter.
I hope when you look at this and you listen to these guys, you understand why I wanted to bring their show to our network and why I wanted to network and do things with these guys. They're
that guy the guy you just scrolled past right there, Guy Gilchrist. He is one of the original Henson animators.
All right.
The Muppet Babies.
Yeah, he created the Muppet Babies.
I've actually interviewed him live at a con.
Yep.
The guy's an amazing. He is an amazing gentleman. He actually
locals. We just hung out with him in November.
In November, we're going to see him again probably in March.
Yep.
And then I want to say it was either April or May. He invited us to Vegas to his wedding.
Yeah. Did you see who's going to be there in March?
Where?
At Northeast.
No, I haven't looked at the page.
Beiling.
At NECC?
At Northeast. Yep.
Oh, because I was going to say Beiling's also going to be in Georgia, Virginia, and Maryland.
Yeah. No, she's going to be at Northeast this March.
Really?
Yep. Just announced last week.
That ought to be fucking interesting.
What's Beiling from?
You ever seen Crank with Jason Statham?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's the Oriental girl in the dance hall with her boobs flying everywhere that jumps on his back.
Let's go.
She's been in a ton of stuff. When we interviewed her, she was doing an indie film about rehab with Barbie Rehab with Tom Sizemore.
With Tom Sizemore.
It was one of the last things that Sizemore did before he passed away. But she was a hot shit to interview. Yeah,
no doubt. Yeah, no, Muppet Babies. That was a great show. I remember watching that as a kid. You guys have definitely had some great guests, man. I'm liking the lineup here, boys.
That's all. Yeah.
I'm laughing at the views on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
YouTube.
dude.
Oh no, because see the funny, like Jeff asked me all the time. He goes like, "What's our analytics for the month?" And I got to go to 24 fucking platforms and pull the numbers.
Oh, geez.
So I started doing it last month. So I went to one of our sister pages that we own, which is Hellfire Entertainment Media. And I went to the page and I pulled the analytics and I go, oh, fuck, I'm stopping right here. And I called Jeff. I go, yeah, I'm stopping just with this one page. And I sent him the analytics. Our analytical interaction was 98,000.
Wow.
One page.
One page.
I'm like, I don't even give a fuck about the YouTube views. I don't give a shit about any of the other views. Here's your interaction. You know, do the math.
Right. I mean, when you're averaging, 280 to 340, 280 to 340,000 a month for interactions and a reach of 1.2 to 1.7 million. Honestly, I don't care because I'm getting to meet and chat with some incredible, awesome people.
Yep.
Yeah, and YouTube is such a. I even though I'm on it, I don't put any real like faith in like relying on it like that.
No.
It's like it's just a
it's all random. It's all random.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it really is. I mean, we've been blessed over the last 4+ seasons with guests. Really, you know, I think.
Are you guys good if I bug for about 5 minutes?
You can. We are. We keep the show at about an hour. Yeah. So we're gonna wrap up here shortly.
Hold up.
Okay, then I'm good.
Hold up.
Go ahead, Pops. What you got?
I loaded a couple of things in the.
So I sent him what we premiered New Year's Eve, Jeff. New Year's Eve on our show.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The animation intro. So everything that we've done, we never stop. And a lot of people have asked about the comics coming out this year and maybe the other book. Well, the reason that not a lot happened last year is because we were working behind the scenes on the animation. So Pops actually has the intro that is complete. We've been blessed in that as well. We'll be Inspector Deck from Wu-Tang Clan is voicing the train. Jeff and I are voicing our stuff. Francesca DeLuca is voicing all the intros to the episodes, which I don't believe is in what I sent you, but I got to give her props. But Pops, if you would like to show that, the
intro. Tim,
show the intro because I've already leaked it.
All right, here you go. Check it out, everybody.
Y'all know what time it is. It's token time. Woo!
That's
Right
awesome.
on, guys. That was kick ass.
So the gentleman that did the cover and interiors for comic 4 and 5 is a cat out in the UK named Dal Marsh.
Dal has actually been a guest on our open draw stream on the network. He's actually become a friend since I met you guys.
Yeah, I mean, he's just an incredible fucking artist. I mean, when he did the cover of issue 4, like, we were very reluctant because we were getting big names to do covers. And I'll tell you, he fucking crushed it, man. Like, his covers, I like his covers better than the big named covers that we bought. And he became our in-house artist. And after we talked to him about being the in-house artist, he's like, I worked for Sony PlayStation for 12 years as an animator, right? It was like, what?
Right.
That's the thing. Like, sometimes big names is not everything.
The guy's amazing.
Not.
And the music.
When you're working hard and you're trying to, especially at the beginning, get things, when you're trying to get things rolling, sometimes having that name can help you click a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
This is one of
that familiarity
the draw streams. I love it.
And I mean, like I said, we've been really blessed to connect with some really good people in industries. Scarecrow Hill, the local band, they do our intro music for the live show. Right. The intro for the animation was done by the Clemenzi Crusaders. Eric Clemenzi was the touring guitarist for Extreme.
Mm-hmm.
And his son
what is it?
What was that?
Sorry, what was their tune? That one Extreme tune? Was it more than? Oh, okay, right. Yeah.
That Gary
Good
Sharon,
song.
Nuno Betancourt. Yeah. So he worked with Extreme for a long time. Now he owns a music, teaches music locally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a guitar teacher.
He's a music teacher because he's teaching his daughter bass. His son is 12 years old.
His son's a prodigy.
Yeah, he's a prodigy. The kid puts on like a stormtrooper helmet and
bangs the drums.
Plays the fucking drums, man. He's insane.
Yeah.
Check them out on YouTube. The Clemenzi Crusaders. It's really cool. Just being blessed to do what we do and have fun at it.
Right on. That's all you can ask for.
I'm going to throw a tip out there to everybody that's watching. Okay.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor. Love what you do. Do not make it about money. Don't, because it has nothing to do with that.
No, we haven't made a fucking penny.
It has nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? And if you love what you're doing, it's gonna move forward. The minute you try and be, oh well, I should be getting paid for this, you're fucking done, because it's not gonna work.
Right.
It don't work that way. It just don't. And that's experience.
Right. But on one of the final notes, last summer, Jeff and I did over 6,000 miles in the month of August. We were home for 6 days, not consecutive. All the way down the East Coast into Georgia, doing our live show, working with events, and ending it in September. We took our wives to Virginia with us so that they could see what we do when we're on the road. Mm-hmm. And they were like, wow. Wow.
Yeah, they got to meet people that, because we come home and talk about it. Mm-hmm. Oh, here's a picture of me with this person. Here's a picture of me with this person. You know what I mean? But to get your wife to actually be in a photo with the guy who played Darth Vader in Rogue One.
Right.
Who's our agent?
Who's our agent?
Who's our agent?
I mean, that makes an impact. And to me, that's what it's all about.
Or sitting at a Mexican restaurant having dinner with Olivier Ross Perron, the head clicker from Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
Don Yesso, the bus driver from Hocus Pocus. Austin Judd from Cannibal Clowns.
Cannibal Comedian.
Cannibal Comedian. Thank you. I couldn't fucking remember.
Close. That is close.
And then Cherie.
Cherie Curry from the Runaways, the lead singer, and a 20 no, longer than that, 50-year ex-U.S. Army spy, you know, sitting with us, just having dinner, shooting the shit. It's just, you know, that's what, like Jeff said, it's all about having fun.
The thing that, you know, the thing that I look at, I mean, I'm 60 years old at this point, okay? And I've worked hard my entire life. As a contractor, as a carpenter, I'm a high-end furniture maker. So I look at everything, and no matter what, I leave something behind for others to enjoy. And I don't think a lot of people can say that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I really don't. You know, I've got my comics all in frames with plaques hanging on the walls, and you know, I've got furniture spread around the country. I built a replica of the Pantheon for the executive vice president of Hallmark.
All right.
You know what I mean? You know,
we didn't.
I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We didn't even get into any about what we actually do for work.
Right.
So one of the things I wanted to do is now Pedro's also an animator. So when he's looking at your animation, he's looking at it from the professional side. You know what I mean? From somebody who does it. He actually did this look. He did a few pieces for us. He brought Crom to life. You've probably seen this before, but
just back it already.
I've seen,
Pedro did that. That guy right there. You know,
that's me.
Yeah, when I first saw that, I'm like, that's an ugly fucking gremlin.
And he's a troll, bro. He's a troll. He's not a gremlin. He's an internet troll.
He's not particularly attractive, so animating him was
But
that was a little bit of a challenge.
You have one more piece of
that wasn't a dig, Pedro. Don't take it.
No, not at all, dude.
No,
like
I thought it was
when I first
long
saw
lost
it,
brother.
that's what popped into my head. You know what I mean?
But you have one more piece of animation.
Jeff, I've been divorced twice. All right, look, few things like hurt me anymore.
Damn.
Okay. And I married my high school sweetheart, and we're at 36 years.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
There you go. That's dedication and loyalty.
Yeah, there you go.
See that?
She's a saint. I don't know how the fuck she does it.
She lets you out of the house on various weekends.
No, she let her mother move in.
Oh, yes, she did.
Yes.
Yes, she did.
All right, then that sounds like a conversation for another time as well.
Right?
Yes, it is.
All right.
Okay, boys. So is there anything else?
Yeah, we got one more piece of animation we wanted to show. And I just had a munchkin pop in here and say, Grandpa, you want to show everybody what I just drew? So
there you go.
Those are little Lanky Box characters. I don't know if you guys know about Lanky Box, but
I do not. That's
and
not
he
bad.
has a very distinct way that he signs his stuff.
Nice.
So I do want to say
making,
that
guys.
If you're up in the New England area, February 22nd, that weekend,
24, 25.
Is it 24, 25? Okay, we'll be at the Mohegan Sun.
Yep.
For Expo Canna.
Yep.
And then March 18th?
8th.
Is it the 8th?
Yeah.
It's like,
I was only off by 10. So,
yeah, it's literally the
be...
weekend after your thing at your house.
Oh, for my brother. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We will be in Boxborough, Massachusetts at Northeast Comic Con. After that,
April 27th and 28th will be in Vermont at Sci-Fi Expo.
Yep.
And things are still coming in. So just head over to our main Facebook page, Toking with the Dead. Yeah, we didn't even get into the whole name change story tonight.
Oh yeah, no, we didn't have to.
No, we didn't have to. Just Google it, and whatever you read, it's all fucking false because it was never a lawsuit.
No, but I'm going to.
It was a trademark dispute.
When you do something and you come up with an idea, okay, and who the fuck TMZ picks up your story, and spreads it around 3 countries, you hit a fucking nerve.
Yeah,
Wow.
we did. Yeah, we had a hell of a nerve.
Yeah.
And we'd still be fighting that nerve, but it wasn't worth it anymore. We had to progress forward.
This
You
is
know
quite
what I mean?
a cliffhanger to leave off on.
Well,
That makes you want to bring them back, doesn't it?
It was have
You
a
know what I'm
part
saying?
2, yeah.
Yeah.
Part 2. This guy's
Okay,
a
part-
professional.
These guys will be on
Stupid.
Monday Madness next week, so y'all get a little more taste
What?
of what they're up to. So
what?
Oh, hey,
Huh?
Jeff,
Like,
Pop
huh?
us on Monday Madness next week.
Oh, I don't know if that's on my schedule.
I haven't put it on the schedule yet. I told him he told me about it. I said, let me talk to Jeff about it. He said, okay. So I guess.
All right.
There you go.
All right, I'll be there.
it's a little
He said it.
earlier in the evening, Jeff. It's a little earlier in the evening for you, so it won't interfere with bedtime. Okay.
Well, no, I mean, at this point, I'm not worried about bedtime. I sleep when I sleep.
Right.
I'm
There you
more concerned about food.
Sleep when you're dead.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting you said food though, because I just wanted to say before we go, and I mean this with all due respect, but Jeff, I think you look a little bit like Gordon Ramsay. I'm not sure if you know Gordon Ramsay. And Ben,
Oh,
I think
no,
you.
No. Now wait a minute.
Well, I was
No.
just real quick. I was
No.
just saying, Ben, I think you look like Jesus if he got a haircut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Jesus tried to turn his
all
life
right,
around. Or
Gordon Ramsay, I'm a little offended by Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Now, Nancy Ann Ritter says I look like, who's that dude, Ben?
I don't know. Ray Liotta?
Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta. Wow. What a
See,
downgrade.
I think you look like Steve Martin.
Steve Martin.
something.
I just look like an old fucking dude with white hair.
I think you look like the dude that Kirk and Picard killed in that movie they were in together.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I'm a huge fan of Gordon Ramsay. I know a lot of people don't like him because he yells, but you got to watch his other shows.
His
Oh,
food
And you see, he's a nice guy. But
Well, you mean I've been
I'm-
on here for over an hour and now you guys are going to beat me up?
well, we
Right.
just had to get
Is that how that goes?
Yeah.
we had to get our legs
Is
set
it?
on the way out.
He's
the door.
punching on the way out. You see how he works?
That's his way of getting you to come back.
Yeah.
You see, that's what I said. We leave it on a cliffhanger. We know you'll be coming back. Like I said,
Guys,
do
it
have
was a
one more
great
piece
show,
of
man.
animation that we want to show on the
Yeah.
way out. So
Yeah.
All right,
I can
so-
play that on the way out, or I can play it. We can come back and you can talk about it a little bit more. It's up to you guys.
Well, fuck
let's-
you. It's past my bedtime. I'm going to
Yeah.
go eat and take a nap.
All right, so that'll work.
He said it.
Pops,
Yeah.
we'll play at the end real quick. I just want to thank you guys for coming by to hang out. Definitely appreciate it, boys.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome.
I appreciate
man.
you having
The doors
us.
are open.
Thank you.
Yeah. The doors are open
Absolutely.
forever.
All right,
Forever,
so I'm
do
gonna
that.
bump you guys to the back real quick, and we will say goodbye to those out there in the.
You're bumping
Oh,
the wrong
I bumped-
people.
my
Yeah,
bad.
you bumped me. What the hell, dude?
Sorry, buddy.
Yes.
He's like,
I'm not a guest.
Yeah, no, the brown guy. I should have been able to.
Yeah. I don't know how much of this I can take, James. I'm just
sorry, but
telling you. Yeah,
Real
I'm-
quick, I do want to say goodbye to the
I'm
chat. too, 'cause
flabbergasted.
we kind of zoned out. We had Jim O'Reilly
Yeah.
coming by.
Hey, what's up?
Jim,
All right. What's up, Jim?
the man himself, and unfortunately,
I'm
StreamYard
not
doesn't.
sure.
Yeah, but
I'm
doesn't
not
say the
sure they
name.
were.
What's up, fam? What's good, cuz?
Yeah. What's up,
And then,
guys?
hi, fellas. All right. Okay. Pops. And everybody. Yeah, we want to thank y'all for watching Ginger and
Mhm.
Pedro show. We got the Tome of Reckoning coming by next week.
Nice.
Dionysus. He's a great guy, great
Yes.
artist.
With an awesome
Yeah.
name.
That's his real
Yeah.
name. Just
Exactly.
just
It's
straight
like,
Greek.
wow. You
Dionysus.
can't be a peepsqueak with a name like that. It's just like you Dionysus, and I was like, whoa. Okay.
He brings the heat. He's a great artist, great dude.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right. Yeah. So we will catch y'all next week on the GNP show. All right. Pops, go ahead and kick it.
Here's a little
it
bit more
away.
animation from those guys. Here you go. Check it out.
Mhm.
know me, Pops Van Zandt from the Madness Comic Network. The Madness Comic Network coming to Roku. You can check out our preview channel right there, right now. Look, we're bringing all of our content to Roku. I'm excited. You should be too. A shout out to Hart Fisher at the American Horse Channel, baby. Woo! You know what?